morning, everybody. It's Brittany at Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. I am looking for a very sneaky leopard, and I found him. I just don't know the best way to show him over there, so. What are you doing back there, sir? What are you doing back there? Hi, mister. So good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. This is Jinx, the black leopard, here at Big Cat Rescue. Hi. Done hiding now? He was being silly from a distance, and then as soon as he saw me coming, he hit the deck. I was surprised I caught him before he went over to his flat cat position over there. Just trying to see where he's gonna decide to end up. What are you doing? What are you doing, mister? So Jinx is one of our 25 cats that has an approximate birthday of January 1st. So this year we'll be considering him to be about 21 years old, which is just mind-blowing to me. The whole time that Jinx was part of witness protection, I really thought maybe he was like 14 or something like that, but definitely in the last year we've gotten to see his fur changing a little bit. He's getting some white whiskers, some little white hairs on his feet. Now he's in position. Now he's in flat cat position. And that's because the feeder is here. So smart. So very smart. All right, we'll give you space. We know he likes to play games when he gets breakfast. So Candy has dropped his food into his feeding lock out there. And there he goes. And he's out of here. All right, we'll let Jinx enjoy breakfast. We just got this walkabout started. If you guys are just joining, we were with Jinx, but that's because when I walked up, he was really far in the back of his enclosure just doing all kinds of silly things. But once I got up there, he got very sneaky. So here's Manny. If you guys joined me a couple days ago, New Year's Eve on my walkabout, you know, I told you that Manny got a huge expansion on his enclosure, but from what I've been told and what I've seen, he's still just kind of using the same areas that he had been. My guess is at night is when he sneaks around all those other new areas. So let's pop over and see if we can see Natalia. Natalia is usually best seen before breakfast, because after that she just gets up on her platform or in a den and sleeps. But while she's waiting on breakfast, she might be active, or she's stalking Nikita, one or the other. Oh, there she is, right on the corner. You can actually see Bethany over there feeding Nikita in the background. Hi, baby. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful. This is Natalia. Natalia is an Amur leopard. Very, very rare cat. believe there's less than 60 known to exist in the wild. You can see she's very floofy. Look at her cute little floofy tail. Look at that floofy tail. Oh my. Oh my. You're taking all my guests. No, I'm kidding. Yes, what you're doing is way more important. So we're trailing on Candy's feeding route, so they're all gonna disappear. All right, let's head back to my cart. Maybe if I go the opposite way of Candy, we'll see cats that have already been fed and the ones that aren't super aggressive or want to scarf their food. But at least you got a really pretty little shot of Natalia there. That's about all I get usually. Yeah, but the big cats, you don't linger too long because they want to eat it too fast, and you want them to enjoy their food. Oh, so let's go this way. Armani's vacation is going really, really well. She's having a very good time. She's right over here. Hi, Mani. Wow. Still waiting on breakfast as her lockout is down. Looks like Fred and Kat are coming this way. Ow. So here's Armani. She's waiting outside a lockout. Wow. She's been on vacation for a week now. Would have been last Thursday that we moved her over. Wow. I see Mouser. Mouse, mouse! Also see Illithia sneaking around in the background. Maybe we'll get to see her today too. Hi, Mouse Mouse. Hi. Hi, cute boy. Mouser's a Savannah cat. He's also part of that birthday list. We'll be considering him to be about 16 years old this year. Yeah. Diane Armani's still 22, but she'll be 23 this year. You better follow the cart. You better follow that cart. Here it goes. That's Mouser. I guess I didn't time this super great today because I usually either come out long before they're fed or after they've been fed. Because right now everybody's 1,000,000% distracted on where the feeders and the feeding cart are. But when you have a brand new month and a brand new year and a brand new decade, there's all kinds of things I have to do. Lots of numbers. Here's Miss Illithia. Hi, baby. I know. Hi, baby. They never get to see you. I'm just trying to show them anybody right now. Mouse. My goodness. I know they're coming, baby. They're coming. They're coming. I'm very excited. It's so very exciting. All the new cats have definitely learned how it works. They know where the feeding lockouts are. They know the noises of the carts and of the keepers. They're all smart enough to know which ones can actually feed them or not. Let's go see if we can catch a glimpse of Diablo. Probably from a distance. Well, if the feeders are going over there, probably not. Okay, new section. Why don't we head up towards the front area? Oh, I have to find the right gate here. Or maybe up there everybody's been fed by now. Yeah, well, I always tell people, you know, captive cats, these guys are wild by nature, but they've been bred and kept in cages their whole lives, so feeding time is by far their most exciting time. And they get fed every single day at the same time, so it's like clockwork. You know, my cat at home's like that. Time change doesn't exist to her. She knows. Tommy, actually, I did show Frankie on New Year's Eve. It was for a split second, but he was there. Now you know why you haven't heard Hutch yet today. He's in the middle of eating. It's the only time Hutch is quiet. This whole area is still eating. Didn't get to show Max and Marianne last on New Year's Eve, but I have a feeling they're being fed right now too. Well, here's Zucari. Hi, Zuzu. Hi, handsome. This is Zucari Serval. I love how they give me just enough time where they stare at me and then he walks right into feeding lockout. But he's already been fed because he's one of the naughty cats, which means that we close his lockout even though he's a small cat. The lockouts are closed automatically for cougars and bigger, but Zucari's one of a handful of small cats that we close their lockouts because he's just crazy when it comes to food. So the fact that his lockout door is open means he already ate, but he's not going to tell me that. He's going to make sure that he maybe gets a chance at something else. Gilligan's still eating. Oh, Nabisco's up in his tree again. Biscuit! How do you get up there? How did you get up there? Oh my. You're not supposed to go up there, silly. Actually, he can. That's why there's a tree in there. And he's young, but gives me a heart attack. He always walks down backwards. That shows you just how intense his claws are. Hi, mister. You're so wild. Being feisty today. So again, this is Nabisco Bobcat. You're wild. I was wondering if you were coming back out. Let me move my cart up out of the way. It's kind of just parked in the middle there. Let's maybe walk up and see if Mrs. is still out and about. Maybe Moses and Bailey. So hopefully by this afternoon, the gift shop will be done with inventory, and then we'll be able to turn our 2 stores back on. We had to, New Year's Eve around noon, we had to close down BigCatRescue.biz and Amazon. And it's been making me and Jamie have an eye twitch that those sites aren't available to bring in income for the cats. But as soon as inventory's counted, we should be able to turn them right back on. So if there's something you were wanting to buy in the last 36 hours, it should be ready. Hi, Miss. Hi, cute girl. Hi, Mrs. I'm sorry, I don't have any treats. It's just me. I'm sorry. Look how pretty you are, though. Aw. Well, there's your glimmer. A little glance at Mrs. Usually I bring her a spice bag or we do operant together. Isn't she so beautiful? I have such a thing for Mrs. Where are you going? Are you gonna go up your tree? She's found an awesome place she loves to hang out in her tree. Sneaking around. I'm very proud of her for coming out. She usually does not come out unless she can smell that there's food. Hi, baby. It's okay. Super proud of you. I'll bring you something later. Yay! Well, that's a huge win right there. We got to see Mrs. today without food. She's very interesting because she's very temperamental, and she's been my operant cat since she came out of rehab. So we've worked together for a couple of years now, and she is actually really great at operant. Like, she learned really quickly. She's growly. Oh, there's Shiloh. Hi, Sneaky. She learned very quickly and did really well for many, many months on end. And then all of a sudden one day she would walk up and like sniff the treat and then just walk away. She didn't want to eat it. She's eating like her normal food, okay? She just like didn't want the treats anymore. I tried every kind of meat we have, and it was like a couple months in a row she just refused to take treats. And then now all of a sudden she's back to doing really, really good with operant. But this is Shiloh. Shiloh's another one of the cats that we're considering an approximate January 1st birthday. So we posted the video of all the cats yesterday, and then throughout the month we're going to focus on them more individually. But see if he was gonna walk back on this side, but I don't think so. Yeah, for any of you that missed the New Year's Eve live, Beecher did go back outside, and he's actually been, I think he can tell, like, okay, I really enjoy being outside, because he's been lounging on his pool waterfall areas. He's been just being adorable now that he's back outside. So he's like, I'm gonna appreciate every second of this. Go see what Priya and Dutchess are doing. I'm sure they're done with breakfast. Hi, lady. So you can actually watch Dutchess here 24/7. She's on an Explore camera, and so you can watch her at bigcatcams.com. It's called the Tiger Lake camera. Oh, I didn't think you'd come down. I zoomed in. There we go. And she's here. So we did go live a little while ago. We started with Jinx, our black leopard. We got to see a little rare clip of Natalia, our Amur leopard, so that was exciting. We don't always get to see her. We sort of saw Illithia and Mouser. Nabisco climbing his tree, and probably the rarest of all, we just saw Mrs. Claus. Yeah. But this is Duchess. I agree, Chris. Every time I see Duchess up on top of her den, it's always so, like, glorious looking. We going for a walk? Where's your neighbor? Her neighbor's name is Priya. Oh, there she is. That's Priya calling. Yep, that's Priya. Go see what she's hollering about. And we'll come back by Duchess, of course. I love that design with Duchess and the big red ball. I think it's now available on BigCatRescue.biz and Amazon, but like I said, till inventory's over. I hear you today, and we can turn all that back on. They're not available. My eye twitch will go away when we can turn those stores back on. Well, where'd you go? Oh, here she is. Priya! I don't know which way she's gonna go. Oh, there you are, silly. Hi! Want to say hi to everybody? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you trying to tell Duchess about? Whoa, 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 whoa. She's so smart. She hears the cart again. She's like, well, if I go back into the lockout area, maybe they'll realize they have extras for me. Extras. This is their morning game. Duchess and Priya chase each other up and down this fence area. A lot of times they'll meet in the lake and have little splashing contests. Well, all right, hi, bye. Well, thank you to everybody if you're brand new and you are asking questions. It's really important to us to make sure you know what you're seeing. A lot of people that just join in for the first time are angry about cats in cages, which, yeah, of course, we all are. But once you learn our mission and you learn about the cats and what we're trying to achieve for them. Hi, babe. All right, I thought you'd lay there all pretty. Guess she just wants to take me for a walk today. This is Duchess again. So I saw Carol asked on her Facebook page, but she also asked us in the staff meeting to come up with our 2020 resolution on how we're going to help save big cats in the wild, or any big goals that pertain to our jobs and our mission. Yeah, we've been putting lots of thought into it. I personally think one of the things I want to really try to do this year is I've always done the lives here on Facebook, and over on Instagram I go live very sparingly. But I honestly think we're reaching an entire new generation and an entire new crowd over there. And unfortunately, Instagram has a lot of exploiters on it. And they have tons of fans and followers. And so I think I want to break into some of that. Start doing way more advocacy instead of just the really cutesy photos over there. You're still going to get cutesy photos, but I think I want to start hitting that section a little bit harder when it comes to not thinking it's cool or cute to take pictures with exotic animals and things like that. So I'll probably keep doing like morning walkabouts on Facebook, but try to do like a quick afternoon live over on Instagram. Try to keep that super regular instead of like once every few weeks. It's just so time consuming. As soon as you go live on Instagram, you get like hundreds and hundreds of messages, and you don't want to ignore those messages, but I think it's time to start reaching out to that. Yeah, and if any of you guys are over on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of young kids. I know, it is bold. It'll add a huge amount of time to my day-to-day with Instagram, but I think it's important. I get really upset when I see some of the stuff that people like and share over there. Plus, there's a whole generation of people that hate Facebook and love Instagram, so if we can touch those people. Now you're playing with your Christmas tree 2 days after the new year. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, thank you to everybody answering questions in the comments and asking great questions. And thank you to everybody who shares these. Anytime you share a live feed, it helps alert other people that we're live, especially since the notifications don't always work. We are just Big Cat Rescue over on Instagram, and it's an orange logo. We have about 121,000 followers now, but I'd really love to see that increase. But thank you to the 3 people that have donated today. Everything you guys donate goes 100% to the cats, so you're really, really helping take care of these guys. That's Beecher. Maybe we'll walk over to Beecher and we'll say hi to him, and then that's where we're gonna wrap up for today. If you ever come in the middle of a live or at the end of a live, you can rewatch them at dailybigcat.com. I'd love to see those numbers increase too. Make sure if you watch the videos over there that you actually subscribe to the channel. That's where all the walkabouts, kind of the uncut stuff from myself and Carol and our Catterday walkabouts. Hey, Beach Boy. Back to normal. Still eating grass, but he doesn't sound like a possessed cat anymore. Hi, cutie. Hi, cutie. Hi. I'm gonna eat the grass in his lockout. Hi. Beecher is a Savannah cat. Hi. Melissa, you can comment during lives on Instagram. Yep. Deb's always my number one over there too when she can see him come up. But there's quite a few of you that jump in and help answer questions. And what's so time consuming about those lives is afterwards, if people comment or message you during them, you know, you want to respond with a really educated response. So it can definitely take some time to respond to people. I sound a little more like a broken record on those lives though, because I know there's so many new people that I really try to hit everything about GFAS and everything about who we are and what we do. So it can be a little repetitive for those of you that know us really well. I totally agree, Deb. I wouldn't have been able to do this for the last almost 2 years without you. What's our mission? Our mission is to end exotic cats from being born and raised in captivity and being exploited for money, and to end cub petting and private ownership. We have a lot of goals. If you're a U.S. citizen, we would love for you to contact your legislators and help us get the Big Cat Public Safety Act passed this year, 2020. It'd be really incredible. Beecher? like a cat. He just won't even look at me. Doing his own thing. Hi! Yeah, we're here. We're all here. Alright, everybody. Well, I've got all kinds of things today. I sat down and made a huge list for 2020, both personally and professionally. And while that can feel pretty overwhelming, it's also pretty exciting. So I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna do a nice clean sweep on my computer, get myself organized, get everything updated and moved around where it needs to go, and start a new year. Alright guys, well thank you for joining my very first live of 2020. And again, you can rewatch it at dailybigcat.com. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day and have had a great start to your new year so far, so thank you. We will be seeing you guys again soon.